Wednesday the 28th, we'll be in Allegheny on Allegheny and Mayfair. July 1st, we'll be in Allegheny Circle, and then we'll have an updated list of places where I'll be going. I'm inviting all my fellow colleagues. I'm inviting our mayor, our clerks, first and foremost, our great residents. We have free refreshments.
Chicken.
We'll have certain items for the children, and it'll grow as time go on, because everywhere I go in this city, first of all, brothers and sisters, and I'm about 30 more seconds. I'm not gonna go into long detail, but I'm not here to play politics with anybody. I'm here to serve the people. Call me, give me a chance. Call me, see if I come. As far as legislation, I always go around the community and ask the people about the current legislation. For example, the fees, it's residents in here that at one time say they agree with the fee, but then they come back and say they don't agree with the fee. So that's why I do agree with my colleague, the 20 great residents in this room. Hey, it's 17,000 more out there. And a lot of them, they do want the fees increased. They don't mind, a lot of people don't mind the fees increased. And a lot of people want the dumping, when you put out, when the owner puts out the trash, they want that turned into dumping. Just go around and ask the great people on Milan, do they want that to be dumping? Go around and ask the great people on a lot of these great streets, and we doing our due diligence. It's gonna take time, but I personally I got a lot of phone calls saying thank you. So continue to give us a chance. And one more thing, I understand that the great taxpayers, a lot of great taxpayers say that they pay their taxes. They don't want to come out, help clean up. They don't want to do anything but pay their taxes. I do understand. But we in a unique situation in the great city of East Cleveland. So if it's a piece of trash next to you, please, I understand you pay taxes, but pick it up. Listen, I even go farther than that. If you don't want to pick it up, just call me. I'll come pick it up. All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Smith. Thanks everyone for coming out. I just want to give you a little bit about my day. Started out meeting with the service director and discussing the potholes, discussing mowing of the lawns. Part of the problem is that the service department has approximately 6 to 7 workers, I believe, 6 to 7 workers. And so while there's 2 concentrated on potholes, there may be others concentrating on cutting the grass. Superior Hill alone pretty much needs all of the service department to complete that. So they're not able to acquire overtime. So I asked if there was any possible way that we can get volunteers. What I was told is that it's not that the city does not have the equipment. Thank you, Mayor, for purchasing new lawnmowers and things that we needed. It's just that we don't have the volunteers. And the service department is actively seeking anyone that wants to volunteer, even someone that maybe wants to volunteer to do the coal or the hot patch. So if you'd like to volunteer, definitely give council a call. Take your name, number, email address, time that we can contact you, and we'll forward that to the service department so we can get groups of residents to maybe help the service department out during the week because they're unable to work on Saturdays. We had a meeting today, the mayor, Voice of My People, Villa, and Pizza Hut. And we're planning cleanup June 25th. It's a Sunday. It'll be from 10 to 12 p.m. And what we're trying to actively do is different businesses and establishments within the community see what they're, a lot of times they have to give back certain amount of community service hours, or I believe the village stated that they have to do 8 hours of community service. So some of these companies, some of the banks are required to do community service and give back to the city that they're domiciled in. So what we're trying to do is we're going to reach out to some of these established business partners that we have, see what they can do, and see how they can contribute, how it can be a win-win for us in the community, as well as they're obviously trying to make money in the community, but what can they do and give back to you know, our residents and to our city. So keep in mind that date, June 25th. Also, I'm going to have my annual block party. Now, this will not be a block party just specifically for Ward 4. This will be what we call a clean up, learn up, turn up. And it will be July 29th. It's sponsored by the Cleveland Realtors and PNC Bank. And more details will be coming out, but basically what we're going to do is do a cleanup. Then we're going to have a couple of workshops for residents that are interested in home buying process or credit, cleaning up your credit. There may be different workshops that are available to the residents, and then we're going to have a block party afterwards. So there'll be more information for that. And right now in council, what I'm going to put an initiative out there for all the councilors and all of you. We want to develop a community calendar. So, you know, in other cities, you see the Access Channel, tell what's coming up in, you know, the next couple of months or what have you. So if there's any events that you know of that, you know, you may be sponsoring or you'd like to have advertised or you want to make people aware, please call council office as well as the administration. That's 681-2310 and give that information so we can include that on the community calendar. I also wanted to say something about the fees. There's been mention as far as the occupancy fees will actually turn landlords away. Well, we have a lot of high rises, and a lot of these high rises are subsidized. And so raising the fee up to from $10 to $100, a lot of these people aren't going to walk away from high rises of 200 or more, you know, units. That's simply not going to happen. You're not going to walk away from that revenue, just an increase from $10 to $100. Not only that, I believe it was a couple of the high rises actually overpaid the city, and we had to reimburse them because obviously they are used to a higher fee schedule and pay schedule than what we have here in East Cleveland. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again expecting change, then that's insanity. And that's all I can say about that. It's good that we have a mixture of new and tenured council members, and that gives us great depth to the council. We also understand that this council inherited a lot of the problems. As other council bodies have inherited the past problems from the other you know, council members that were here before. I can tell you that as far as Arco is concerned, I've been dedicated towards Arco. I live one street away from Arco. I grew up over there my entire life. I've put on a couple of protests early on before I got sworn in with Mr. Struthers. Had my children involved. I've written a couple of pieces to the prior mayor, which didn't move too far, but to have this nuisance abated. Chapter 1313 of the charter. And in order to have it, of course, it takes the administration to go along with the council, and that simply did not take place. So we are very thankful of the efforts of our current mayor that wants to see it gone as an eyesore. Thank you for all the residents that have protested. Thank you, Mr. Struthers, as well, because you've given it a lot of, you've dedicated a lot of time. Now, this is one thing that I've stated. People always, and I'm glad you said that, Councilman.